That was a little piece of a song called Flop-Eared Mule. My name is Joel, this is Rebecca, and we've been doing some teaching lessons for our group, our local acoustic guitar group, and we thought that this would go very well with the concept of playing bluegrass and learning how to improvise on top of it. We're going to use the G major pentatonic scale, and we're going to incorporate the eighth note and the quarter note. So we're going to practice that scale first in both quarters and eighths. A reminder, when it comes to the quarter note, we're going to use a rest stroke, meaning I'm going to set my pick and let it press down and land on the string below. Quarter notes, G major pentatonic scale, starting on the E. 2, 3, 4. Now when I switch to eighth note, I'm going to be using a down-up stroke. And to do that, I have to use what's known as a free stroke. So I'm not going to land on the string below. I'm going to circle the string that I'm playing. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now the rhythm I'm going to use is the 2 eighth notes and a quarter. So if I was to play the first 3 notes of the G major pentatonic, also known as E minor pentatonic, I would get this sound: down, up, down, or 1 and 2. Now, I highly recommend that you work with just 2 strings of the pentatonic and develop your speed that way, as opposed to trying to do the entire scale. Now, I could also articulate that by using what's known as a hammer-on, in which case I hit the first note, and then I simply put my finger down to get the next note. Now, if you think about it, the and part is now missing. I'm not striking it with my pick. So technically, I'm doing 2 quarter notes, but I'm getting the eighth note and the quarter note sound like this: 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Now, to get an even sound with that, I'm going to alternate. One time I'm going to pick with the alternate picking, down, up, down, and the next time I'm going to try and match that sound with the hammer-on sound. And I'm going to do 4 sets of that. So we're going to go that pattern without the hammer-on, and then with the hammer-on 4 times. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Now, you guitar players probably know that the next note in the scale is a G, so I would work on. But we're not going to do that today. We're just going to concentrate on the open strings and the hammer-on with the opens, because that way we have one pattern that we're teaching our hand to do, and hopefully that will go on automatic. So the next string with the open would be A, B, D. Here we go: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Next our D and G string. Ready? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and with it, without. The next strings are our G and our B string. And I would get this sound: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And the last set of strings, B and E. Give me this sound. Don't forget to switch to your third finger for the D. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now, if I reverse the process, I'm going to start with the fretted note. That way I still get the down, down feel when I do what's known as a pull-off. To reverse the process, I have to pull off, so I grab the string with either the second or the third, depending on what position you're in, and I pull down. And that way I get my sound of the pull-off. Now I'm going to get 1 and 2. So the next one is going to be pull-off. So it's down, up, down, down, down. The next set will go from the third finger to the second finger, down and 2 and 3 and 4 and. It'll go from second to second finger. And the next one will go from second to second as well. 3 and 4 and. One goes from the second finger to the third to get the G. 3 and 4 and. Now I stopped a lot of times there to give you time to play with us. We are going to do 2 sets now, going up and back without a stop. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. With 1. Once on time, once without, once with. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. I'm going to do the entire thing without hammer-ons at all, just one time going up and back. 3 and 4 and. This time with the hammer-ons. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now you can do that with all the way up the neck with your different positions, etc., etc. And you can double your speed, so you're playing a set of 2 16th notes and an 8th note. We're going to take a look at that song called Flop-Eared Mule. The chord progression is a G. I like to use first, second, and third, and then slide the third finger down so that the same shape comes down for the D7. All right, 5 chords can be 7s. So it has 2 measures of the 1, 1 measure of the 5, and back to our 1. And here's just the rhythm pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, at the very beginning, I played a variation. I'm going to call it a variation. Some people may start with that kind of a sound. What I look for are the basic sounds. Kathy Barwick and I talked about finding the key notes, taking it down to bare bones. Now, while the lick may go, that's not the basic bones. The basic bones really are just a B to a G to a D to a B. On the top of the D chord, really it's just a C, A, and G. That would be the bare bones of that particular song's A section. 2, and give me the key, or give me the rhythm, and I'll demonstrate the bare bones version. 3, 4. Tune, you gotta do it twice. Sounds so good. Now, I'm going to use that concept right there that we just talked about to play on it. At first, I'm going to be kind of free and easy. I'm going to get the feel of that. Here, I'm going to do it without hammer-ons. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Try it with some hammer-ons and see what happens there. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Double it. Now, ideally, I'm going to keep the melody in my head, and I'm going to find a way to play this melody throughout my picking. Now I'm going to use that idea, this particular rhythm that we did, and see if I can't make that melody be heard by your ears. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. I could double it. 2 and 3 and 4 and. I hope you have fun with that. It's work with one rhythm and one type of technique with the right hand, and you can find yourself being a lot freer with your improvisational skills. Hope you have fun with it. Bye.